would be really, really nice if the Eagles' best special teams plays this year isn't just a fair catch. Dallas still stinks. You by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. We are just over a week away from training camp. Just over a week. Cannot wait. It is going to be awesome. And you know what else used to be awesome? The Eagles special teams. That's right, the Eagles special teams. Remember the days when teams were fearful? I mean fearful, because Darren Sproles was waiting to take the punt back, and he would take it back to the house, okay? Special teams is so important to a football team. It can flip a game. Field position, it's huge. And the Eagles, if I have one complaint about not addressing a certain position, it could be the Eagles' return game on special teams this year. Now, we're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe for almost daily Eagles content. It is going to get a little crazy once training camp starts, so make sure you subscribe. And if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check, double moonwalk check, and make sure you're still subscribed. Now, I think this is going to be a great football season. I think this is going to be one of the best football seasons the Eagles have had in a long time. And one of the reasons I feel like that right now, I gotta tell you, because like 30 seconds before I came on to film this video, I got a text from Nitro Freak, and he sent me a link to an old channel that I used to do a lot of stuff with when I first started, a channel called The Bitter Birds. Okay, The Bitter Bird, I think it's The Bitter Bird now, all right? And I haven't seen Adrian, who used to run it. He hasn't been on it like a long time. But all of a sudden today, he posted a video. Now, it wasn't about football. It was about Vince McMahon. Who cares about Vince McMahon? But if Adrian is back for football season, this is the omen of a great year. So welcome back, Adrian. I hope you're back, ready to talk football. And, of course, you're always welcome on this channel at any time, at any point. But I'm excited to see Adrian back up and running. So that's very cool. Now, before we get into the special teams and stuff I want to talk about, the Eagles did make a move today, okay? The Pound Eagles are releasing cornerback Craig James, who has been with the team the last 3 years per source. Team believes the defensive backs room is deep, and they'll give him a chance to catch on elsewhere before camp. That is very nice of the Philadelphia Eagles to go out and give him an opportunity to catch on somewhere else. I think their defensive back position is stacked, okay? I think that you could afford to make this move. Now, this opens a roster spot. So, is there another move that will be made after this, right? You have, I believe, one spot left, or one spot open. What do you do? Who do you sign? Could they bring in another running back? Could they bring a guy like Jordan Howard back? Maybe, perhaps. Could they go address the tight end number 2 spot? Could. I mean, that spot at the tight end 2, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. But I've said it and I'll say it before. I don't know who is your number 2 tight end on this team. I have to assume it's Calcaterra or Calcaterra, whatever his name is. But he's a rookie. We still don't know what he's going to do on the field. Tyree Jackson's coming back from injury. And I'll tell you what, I probably would keep him on IR, stash him for the year, give him a whole year to learn the position even more, and then give him a shot next year. Jack Stahl, Richard Rodgers, when he plays, he's good, but he's hurt a lot. That's the problem with him. And then you have Mary Poppins, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the Umbrella Man. I'm not convinced he can be your tight end number 2. So I would not be surprised if the Eagles brought in somebody else to compete for that tight end number 2 spot. But we're going to see. It's going to be a very interesting battle camp. There is one spot left, or one spot open now, because of the Craig James move. So we'll see. Now, The other thing I want to talk about is special teams. So I talked about this a little bit earlier. You guys remember the day, right? I mean, you remember the days of Darren Sproles. I think it was like 2015, 2014. He had tremendous years. It seemed like no matter when he caught the ball or where, he was going to get 25, 30 yards on a return. It always seemed like that what was going on. It wasn't, but it felt like it. And he had many returns. Then we went into 2016. I think he was banged up, and then it was Wendell Smallwood. What a name that is! Horrible name. Change your name, Smallwood. Change your name. But I think he had one good return against Washington, and really, we haven't had anything since then. We had one nice return for a touchdown by Jalen Reagor versus the Green Bay Packers his rookie year, but he hasn't done anything since. And really, to me, that's maybe perhaps the most disappointed whole thing. The whole thing that with Jalen Reagor, the most disappointing thing with him is that I thought he was going to be a good return guy. I thought he would come, and that's the one thing he would do. Even if he wasn't a good receiver, even if he wasn't going to pan out as a first-round draft pick at wide receiver, I thought special teams he would do good. He's been horrendous. And really, what do we have last year? Greg Ward Jr. It's punt, fair caught, done. Or if he tries to return it, it's like 2 yards and tackle. That's all he does. Fair catch or 2 yards and tackle. That's it. There's no threat to break it. There's no threat to flip. Field position. There's nothing. And I'm hoping this year that we're going to be better at that. At the return game. Now the Eagles didn't go out and really get anybody per se, free agent wise. However, they do have some undrafted rookies coming in that maybe, just maybe, will be able to be good at the returns, right? First, you have Devin Allen. Devin Allen hasn't played football in 4 years. The guy's fast, right? He was competing in the world championships for hurdles or whatever. The guy gets DQ'd yesterday. Did you see this thing? Devin Allen gets DQ'd, and when you look at the start, right, he got disqualified for a full start, I guess. I can't notice anything. It doesn't look like he did anything wrong. Looked like he had a great jump. I don't know how they just DQ'd him, but it looked, and I don't know a lot about track and field, but it didn't look good. It didn't look like he did anything wrong, but he got gypped off. But the one thing we can tell you about Devin Allen, he's fast. He's fast. He's going to be the fastest player on your team. Okay? Can that translate on the field in special teams? Can he be a good punt returner? Can he be a good kickoff returner? If you could get that, it would be huge for the Eagles. It would be huge, okay? Britton Covey, he's another guy. Now, I think out of all the, out of Devin Allen and Britton Covey seems like to me he has the best chance to make this roster for special teams. And the reason I say it, a lot of it has to do with the fact that Devin Allen hasn't played since 2016. So he hasn't played a lot of football. Britton Covey's small, but he has been very successful at the return game. The problem is we have seen guys come in from college that were very good on special teams, and we thought, oh man, they're going to really help improve our special teams. They're going to help with our return game. And then they get into a preseason game and they look like a deer in headlights. They run slow. They think about it too much, and they're not effective. So we really don't know with Britton Covey. I'll tell you this about Reagor. All right, to me, I think Reagor has talent. Okay, I legitimately see his talent. You can see that he has physical talent. The problem with Reagor all the time is I think he's thinking too much about what to do, and it makes him play very slow. If you look at the positive plays Jalen Reagor has had, They're always when he has the least amount of time to look around or think about what's going on. The punt return against Green Bay, I think he muffed that punt and he had to pick it up and just go. He scores a touchdown. There was another great punt he had last year where it was such a short punt, he had to run to it, it was bouncing. He had to hit the hole fast, and he just went. Then, I think there was a wide receiver screen versus Atlanta. He had no time to think. He had to just catch it and go. Made a great play. So I think Rager does have talent, but I think he's too much into his own head. Okay? But I think the Eagles, if they could get somebody that's actually a threat, somebody with the ability to turn the field position, that could equal 1 to 2 wins. You could get a good 2 wins from good special teams. It's very important, and that's the one position that I look at this team right now, and I'm really not sure that they've improved at all in it. Who's going to be your punt returner? Who's your kickoff returners? Can they go out and do more than a fair catch? That's the question. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. It's how we vision. We're all just living in it. Peace. Yeah, Adrian is back. I love it. I hope he's back for good. I hope he starts making videos. Hope he wants to talk Eagles so I can bring him on. I would love to have him on as a guest for the Philly Shakedown podcast. Now, he's talking about wrestling. He said he's doing a part 1 on Vince McMahon today, part 2 on Vince McMahon tomorrow, part 3 on Vince McMahon, then part 4 on Vince McMahon. So, he's going to do a lot of Vince McMahon videos. But definitely click the link in the description. Go check my man out. With that said, Denzel Washington, out.